This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
But he does get to turn heel on SmackDown and start a feud with a rookie named Randy Orton. He did okay. Then he has a minor feud with Kurt Angle after eliminating him from a battle royal, turning him face again. But then he suffers a broken freaking neck during the O2 match with Brock Lesnar. He's powerbombed neck first on the mat, and he has a 13-month hiatus after surgery. Maybe that's the karma you were talking about. Let's talk about that powerbomb. Quite a visual. Brock Lesnar, obviously the new stud from O2. He has a big debut right after WrestleMania, and he's on a tear. And unfortunately, it's a bad day at the office. He would write, things happen, and it just happened. The timing was off, and it wasn't malicious. It wasn't intended to happen. And Brock and I are good friends in and out of the ring. So we had a good working relationship. I enjoyed working with him. After it happened, he felt bad, and he called me after my surgery, and he'd check on me periodically and see how I was doing. So for those people who think they know what happened, they don't. But it's a pretty big moment for his career. You know, we talked earlier about the big, the forearm, but I think we both kind of forgot that Brock dropped him on his head, but I guess accidents happen, and these guys are still friends to this day.
Yeah. That's part of the challenge of being in this business is that, you know, these guys do their own stunts.
Right.
And, that just caught up with Bob. You know, Brock was so big and so strong, and it's the old cliche fits here that he really didn't know how strong he really was. And I believe that. But you look back at these guys that Bob was working with. He's booked with Angle, top guy. There was somebody else on here I thought was.
Well, he comes back and he's working with Brock. You know, obviously that's the natural thing. November 2003. He even has a match with Lesnar at the Royal Rumble. It's by far his most prominent placement on a card up until that point. So it sucks that you suffer a broken neck, but at least they try to get some mileage out of it, and you get to bump up in the card. And he wrote in his book that Brock didn't see Holly at his level, and he wouldn't agree to put on a strong match, and he basically squashed him at the Rumble. Bit of a tough pill to swallow there, huh?
Yeah, it could have been a lot better executed. And I think Bob is right. I think that at the time, whoever was in Brock's ear was telling him that Bob Holly wasn't at your level. Don't give him too much. Don't be too liberal with what you provide him. You know, too generous, better term maybe. So that was a tough deal there. When you go into a match knowing that I think Brock really respected Bob as a man. And why wouldn't you? But I also think that Brock knew professionally that he had to look strong in this match at the level it was being contested, et cetera, et cetera. So I can understand Brock's argument, but there's a fine line in great workers where you can just get to the edge of that giving a guy too much and you pull it back. And I think that's kind of what we're at here with this deal, Conrad. But it shows you that that the company had confidence in Bob Holly.
That's right.
God damn, he's working with Secretariat. So, you know, you got a young stud here. You know, it's going to be great. Look how that worked out. So, I often wonder about Brock. You know, we could have had him a year earlier.
Right.
But Briscoe and I made a deal with the Minnesota wrestling coach that we'd leave him alone until he finished his senior year of eligibility, which is when he won the national title. So, which you often wonder, you know, how much better would Brock be if he got another year's head start? I don't know. He was pretty phenomenal from day one.
If he would have started in 01 rather than 02, yeah, it could have looked a little different for sure.
Yeah.
Bob Holly starts a short-lived tag team with Billy Gunn and later Charlie Haas. He's unsuccessful in his title chase with either of those partners.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.